Namaste and welcome, beloved mighty companions. So much love. And we're going to see if it's Spanish. We can pick up a Spanish translator for tonight because Dyra couldn't make it at the last minute. Yeah, and see if Gita can jump a join with us. So, because this is really deep, what we're doing now. I mean, to spend, when you think about it, 2 full weeks, there's so much love in the Song of Prayer, and to spend 2 full weeks on it is just, there's so many gems in here for all of us. So we start with the light of infinite being and see, is the light here? Is there something here beyond a body? I am not a body, I am free. It's like when we say those words, we can't, because through the play of consciousness, can't conceive that there would be supreme happiness. Because we think pleasure is happiness. Pleasure is death. We start seeing that pleasure is actually death, but we're so bound to it. It binds us directly to objective experience. It is a deep dive in the dream bubble, and it's the same. Pleasure and pain are the same. They're both death. Wow. There's unnatural. Pleasure and pain are so natural. You start to see that, but you don't, in the play of the bubble, it just seems like that's the way it is. That's the whole play, to make it seem like, okay, that's just the way it is, and we have to live with that. No, we're dying with that. As Irene would say, lie down in the little coffin. She could see Jesus was showing her a picture. Okay, here's where you're lying down in the coffin. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Oh my gosh, he's bringing up Birdman from last night. Go, Jesus, go. I want to hear everything you have to say about Birdman for sure. Because as I always tell on myself, because, there are all these movies I'd watch and, oh, I hate that movie. Oh my gosh, he's showing me all the love in that movie. Oh, smoking. But when you first see it, you can, because the underlying undertones is to see how it's all death. And the movie opens with him meditating. You see his back. He's sitting in his underwear in the back, looking out of a window with his legs folded, and he's levitated. What a foreshadowing. He's sitting on divine power. What a symbol. Sitting on divine power and dinking around in the play of consciousness. What a symbol. That, I didn't catch that. I knew that he was showing that there's power beyond this world. It's, it goes back to that talk from the teacher's manual on, psychic abilities. They were symbols. They're powerful symbols that we're more than we think we are. When you start seeing things like telekinesis or those other kinds, it's just to show and to uncouple from the almighty Newtonian physics. If I see it with my eyes, then that is it. My eyeballs see it, it must be real. If my eyeballs can't see it, it can't be real. When everything the eyeballs see is unreal. What's real can't be seen with the eyes. You can ask Jesus, Jesus, do the eyes see anything that's real? No. Yeah, the idea that something that the eyeballs land on are going to make happiness. that happiness comes from something that the eyeballs land on or the ears hear. No. It can't be so, because it's looking at the changing, and the changing is unreal. Happiness can't come from the changing. Happiness always comes from beyond the changing, from the unchanging expression. Express out of the unchanging. Woohoo! Okay, Jesus, I'm starting from scratch, before zero, to have you teach me. I already saw yesterday that it was clear that he needed to teach me what forgiveness is and how to forgive from scratch. So I don't know anything about it. He's going to show me everything. He says, you're going to be you're happier that way. Boy, he's just reminding me, when he says he's going to tell you everything you need to know, he is not kidding. He's telling me things I never knew I needed to know. So wanting to know about objects and learn about the world and how the world worked. And if I really knew how the world worked, but he's so, when you're in celestial function, like he gives you celestial function, every time he gives you assignment, it is celestial function. And it's like a constant state. Really? I need to know that? Wow. I have confirmed with them. Really? That's wow. It's to help us see that his promise lives within us. As a divine being, we have full access to all of consciousness, all of it. What a great movie, Lucy, where you can really see full access. So here's Birdman and Michael Keaton, phenomenal acting in that movie. There's just phenomenal acting in the whole thing. And in the filming is just genius too. When you look at the intricacies of what they're filming. So they're following supposedly an actor around, which we're all actors, wearing a costume of a body. And he's starting to see beyond the body. And he spends a lot of time in this little room downstairs. He's an actor and he's come up with a concept for a play. And what's great about this movie, there's very little you can make sense of it from a linear perspective. But the cameras just follow the characters around on and off the stage. So you can see the transparency that it's all a stage. And they're just down in the catacombs, in the back of this theater. It's all these long haul shots. It's like they're living in the subterranean of the subconscious mind, as a representation. And he just moves from character to character. And then he goes on stage. You can see it's all seamless. There's no differences. And the characters appear on stage. And then he has another little meeting with a character. And everybody's in the act. It's all acting. And then there's an audience for part of it. And then you see he's always having an audience. He was famous movie actor for being the Birdman in a movie. Now he's haunted through the desire to experience being haunted by the concept, the self-concept that he's playing in around this. I am an actor from movies, ta-da, and trying to get back there. Like that's how the ego plays. I'm going to get back there and then things will be good. I'll get back in the limelight. My play will do well. I'll get back in the limelight. And he just like wanders. So you can see the depth, just wandering aimlessly and with little openings. And the best part of it, you can see these little openings happening and he'll say things, I'm not even here. All of a sudden he chucks it all, flies away. And that's really the point. It's so beautiful to see that in any moment, The decision can be in mind just to leave the world behind. That was a rhyme. Any moment we can leave the world. And rest is supreme happiness. Like, I said, Jesus, we get to the point where nothing comes out of our mouth is important. He said, that's right. Yeah. We don't even know what we're saying. There's like stuff coming out and it's like, I don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea. It just came out. Like there's no conviction behind it that it has to have some kind of absolute meaning, you know, and I could see in the play of consciousness, like whatever came out of the mouth was going to save the world. It's like, oh, Jesus, thank you. Okay, so we'll look at healing. He says, don't save the world, save yourself.
Gita says she can respond. She needs the link.
Okay, send her the link.
Okay.
And we'll get Gita on board. Yay! She's so much fun. And then maybe Lena, when Gita comes, can you let the WhatsApp group, the Spanish WhatsApp group, know that it's in Spanish now? We're live Spanish, Espanol, because we're getting ready to start healing. Let's not even know what that is. How about no idea? Let's play. This is the no idea club. The straight up club is the no idea about anything club. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, that's love. Love doesn't have an idea about jack, not anything. Jesus, I just want to look out at everything, see love. Is that possible? Ask him. He said, that's my promise to you. Here she comes, walking down the street. They come, the Spanish convention, they're jumping in.
Yes, sorry.
We're made to play.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so we're doing, here they come, dun, dun, dun.
Let me get, there you go, I'm hooked with Galaxy, ready. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
and
great.
it's the mighty Spanish cavalry coming, man, riding in on the horses.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, great. I was rushing in my live. I'm already with forgiveness to say. I don't know if you're still there. I haven't followed you. I'm sorry.
We're down in healing.
Oh, healing. Okay, great.
It's the miracle committee.
Healing, and what, where are you exactly? Just so that I'm ready.
I'm just getting ready to start healing.
Yay! Okay, great. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so we're just starting with not knowing anything.
Estamos comenzando con que no sabemos nada.
We don't know anything about forgiveness.
No sabemos nada con respecto al perdón.
We don't know anything about miracles.
No sabemos nada respecto a los milagros.
We don't know anything about Jesus.
No sabemos nada con respecto a Jesús.
And we don't know anything about healing.
Y no sabemos nada con respecto a la curación.
That's supreme happiness.
Ese estado de suprema felicidad.
So let's
Dios.
start there.
Así que comencemos ahí.
Let's start supreme.
Empecemos lo supremo.
And when we go naked, then Jesus can actually get a word in edgewise in there.
Y cuando vamos desnudos, entonces Jesús puede entrar ahí en su voz allí.
So let's hear what he has to tell us today about healing.
Entonces escuchemos lo que Él nos tiene que decir con respecto a la curación.
Yeah, it's better if we don't know what it is.
Sí, es mejor si no sabemos lo que es.
Better if we don't know what anything is.
Es mejor si no sabemos lo que no es nada. O sea, no sabemos nada de lo que nada sea. No sabemos nada de nada.
Introduction.
Introducción.
Prayer has both aids and witnesses which make the steep ascent more gentle and more sure.
La oración tiene ayudantes y testigos que hacen más llevadero y seguro el empinado ascenso, aliviando el dolor. You just went the steep, right?
S3:1.
Yeah. Oh, you read the whole thing. Okay. Y seguro el empinado ascenso, aliviando el dolor causado por el miedo y ofreciendo consuelo y promesas de esperanza.
Yeah, I didn't quite get to the easing pain of fear and offering the comfort and the promises of hope.
So I read it before you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's one mind. Okay. So the prayer he's talking about
Entonces la oración a la que él está hablando
is the celebration of all that is.
es la celebración de todo lo que es.
So it's go naked to your God
Entonces ve desnudo a tu Dios
and just listen to love.
y solo escucha al amor.
And then you'll hear the silent song of angels.
Y entonces escucharás la silente canción de los ángeles.
The song of you,
La canción de ti,
the song of us singing together, always in joy of the infinite celebration.
la canción de nosotros, siempre cantando y cantando juntos, siempre en la celebración, una infinita celebración.
So we can't know anything about prayer either.
Entonces tampoco podemos saber nada respecto a la oración.
Let's start everything from scratch,
Empecemos todo desde cero,
like not knowing anything. We don't know anything about prayer.
no saber nada, no sabemos nada con respecto a la oración.
It's the infinite celebration that all that is right now.
Es la celebración infinita de todo lo que es ahora.
It's giving and receiving right here is one in totality.
Es dar y recibir aquí, es uno en la totalidad.
And we go so naked and so much like a little child, doesn't know anything about it.
Y vamos tan desnudos, tanto como un niño chiquito que no sabe nada respecto a eso.
The bird of prayer lands in our heart and just sings its little heart out.
El pájaro de la oración se posa en nuestro corazón y empieza a cantar la canción en voz fuerte.
Like we're so open and so naked to God's kiss inside.
Que estamos tan abiertos y tan desnudos al beso de Dios dentro nuestro.
We don't know what it's going to look like.
No sabemos cómo va a lucir,
We don't plan for it.
no lo planificamos,
We don't ask for anything.
no pedimos nada,
We just expect the love of God to kiss us from inside.
solamente esperamos que el amor de Dios nos bese desde adentro,
So we can admit he already kissed us.
para que podamos admitir que Él ya nos ha besado.
That's why the spiritual traditions always talk about this silence.
Es por eso que todas las tradiciones espirituales siempre han hablado respecto al silencio.
And it was beautiful. We were talking about that movie Birdman.
Y es hermoso, estábamos hablando de esta película El hombre pájaro.
And he'd go back to his little dressing room.
Y él va en su pequeño camerino.
And then you could hear the sound of the ego telling him all kinds of bad things.
Y puedes escuchar el sonido del águila diciéndole todo tipo de cosas malas.
Jesus is teaching us what prevents that natural prayer.
Jesús nos está enseñando qué es lo que previene o qué es lo que limita esa oración natural.
We can't really prevent it. We can just seem like it's not there.
No podemos evitarla, solamente podemos pretender que no está ahí. O sea, Fingir, la palabra es fingir, fingir que no está ahí.
It's just all those desires below the level of awareness to have experience, and then they hatch out all the little ego thoughts.
Son solamente todos esos deseos debajo del nivel de conciencia que quieren tener una experiencia y entonces nacen todos estos, el ego nace así, como se sale de un huevito.
So now he's going to teach us. We don't know anything about healing. And he's going to show us how to take care of those little thoughts.
Entonces, él nos va a sanar y nos va a mostrar como nosotros no sabemos ninguna de estas cosas y él va a sanar nuestros pensamientos. Let me see if I said it right. Would you say it again? Because I think I got a little confused.
I don't know that I can.
I'm going to trust that I did it right.
Okay. I hear yes.
Okay, thank you.
See, you don't have to know Spanish. You just ask Jesus, was that correct? And he says, yes, with love.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus.
Forgiveness is witness and an aid to prayer, a giver of assurance of success and ultimate attainment of the goal.
Testigo del perdón y ayudante en la oración, dadora de la certeza de que finalmente alcanzarás la meta.
So it's healing.
Eso es la curación.
So let's admit, it feels good to admit, okay, Jesus, our function here is healing.
Entonces, admitámoslo, estemos listos para admitirlo y preguntamos, Jesús, ¿nuestra función aquí es la curación?
But let's just not even know what that is.
Y ni siquiera sepamos lo que eso es, lo que eso significa.
It's not our function to know what that is.
No es nuestra función saber lo que es eso.
Our function is to see the twitch and know that we need healing and then ask him.
Nuestra función es mirar esa incomodidad y entonces preguntarle a él.
It's not our function to know what healing is.
No es nuestra función saber lo que es la curación.
Because as soon as we think we know what healing is, then the ego is going to start getting involved in it and try to prevent it.
Porque tan pronto como nosotros creamos que sabemos lo que es la curación, entonces el ego va a tratar de involucrarse en ella y va a tratar de evitarla.
We just have to accept it.
Solo tenemos que aceptar la curación.
We have to accept it as he teaches it.
Tenemos que aceptarla tal como él nos la enseña.
We have to accept his guidance in it.
Tenemos que aceptar su guía para con ella.
Our function is willingness.
Nuestra función es estar dispuestos.
Like Lori's little willingness signal.
Como la señal que tiene el Lori que dice dispuesta.
We might need something new. What's willingness in Spanish? It starts with a D or something, does it?
Disposición o estoy dispuesta.
Yeah, disposición. So we need this is
Disposición.
the Spanish version.
Like this.
It's the Spanish version for willingness signal.
Oh, esta es la señal de
Looks like a D.
it's like a D, es una D de disposición en español.
That's our
Estar
willingness.
dispuestos.
In English like this, Spanish like
En inglés así, en español así. No sé si this, like this, that's a D.
willingness. Yeah, this is a D. So is it a B? I'm making a D.
She's got a D.
Good, you've got a D.
This
There
is a
you
D.
go.
Okay, that's what matters. Okay.
She knows what
Okay.
she's doing.
Okay.
Well, it depends on how your video is set. It might reverse it. Anyway, be that as it may, we need willingness.
Que sea como sea, necesitamos estar dispuestos.
That's our role, is willingness.
Ese es nuestro rol, la disposición.
Okay, willingness to be taught from scratch.
La disposición a ser enseñados desde cero.
Willingness to drive our little tricycles over to Jesus's garden to hear what he has to say.
La disposición de manejar nuestros pequeños triciclos al jardín de Jesús para estar dispuestos a escuchar lo que él tiene que decir.
To be innocent and just ask.
para ser inocentes y simplemente preguntar.
Its importance should not be too strongly emphasized, for healing is a sign or symbol of forgiveness's strength and only an effect or shadow of a change of mind about the goal of prayer.
Su importancia no debe enfatizarse demasiado, pues la curación es una señal o símbolo de la fuerza del perdón y tan solo un efecto o sombra de un cambio de parecer con respecto a la meta de la oración.
This is where we really need to not know what all this is anymore. Like pretend like you've never seen the course book.
En este punto es donde nosotros realmente necesitamos no saber nada de nada. Imaginémonos que nunca hemos visto el curso.
Because really, this is Jesus's point with a new covenant is like we, through the play in consciousness, got too involved in figuring it out.
Esto es el instructivo que Jesús nos da con el nuevo libro, Jesús un nuevo convenio, porque nosotros nos perdimos en el juego de la conciencia de tratar de razonar y entender el curso.
So now he's talking about drop all your ideas and let me show you directly.
Entonces él está hablando, suelta todas estas ideas y permíteme enseñarte directamente.
The cause of sickness.
La causa de la enfermedad.
Do not mistake effect for cause, nor think that sickness is apart and separate from what its cause must be.
No confundas el efecto con la causa, ni pienses que la enfermedad se encuentra aparte y separada de lo que no puede sino ser su causa.
Sickness arises out of the desire to experience it.
La enfermedad surge del deseo de experimentarla.
This is what we're ready to see now.
Esto es a lo que estamos dispuestos a ver ahora.
If you see it as a desire, it will help you not to be afraid to look.
Si tú lo ves como un deseo, te va a ayudar a no tener miedo de contemplarlo, de mirarlo.
You're just going to dive in there with Jesus and let him just show you.
Solamente vas a sumergirte en él con Jesús y vas a permitir que él te lo muestre, te lo muestre.
Because the defenses of the ego are going to be to make you, if you are sick or physically sick, although we're all insane sick.
Porque las defensas que el ego va a salir es que si tú estás enfermo o enfermo físicamente, pero todos estamos enfermos de la locura.
It's like we could heap a lot of guilt on ourselves if we have any body symptoms.
O sea que nosotros podemos tener mucha culpa con respecto a nosotros si tenemos cualquier síntoma de ser alguien.
Just ask Jesus. Jesus says, if I'm having body symptoms, do I need to spend any time on guilt with that?
Jesús, preguntémosle a Jesús, Jesús, si yo tengo cualquier tipo de síntoma de ser un cuerpo, ¿tengo alguna culpa con respecto a esto?
He says, don't spend your time there.
Él dice, no pierdas tu tiempo ahí,
Spend your time with me.
pasa el tiempo conmigo.
Healing of the world denies how powerful we are as infinite beings.
Healing of the world denies how powerful we are as infinite beings.
See,
La sanación del mundo niega cuán poderosos somos como seres infinitos.
the idea that we have to go to a doctor for healing.
Oh, healing in this world. Okay, la idea de que tenemos que ir a un doctor para ser sanados.
Or that we don't have the power inside of ourselves to really look and see what's true.
O que no tenemos el poder dentro de nosotros mismos para realmente mirar qué es lo que es verdad. ¿Cuál es la verdad?
It's not like Jesus is going to deny you going to a doctor. It doesn't mean that.
No se trata de que Jesús te va a negar que vayas a un doctor. No quiere decir eso.
He's saying, do not overlook the power that you have to look with me to see that it isn't true.
Él está diciendo que no pases por alto el poder que tú tienes de poder ver esto conmigo y mirar que esto no es real.
You know, because someone was asking me, they said, well, we have dogs and one of the dogs got stung by a bee or something.
Porque alguien me estaba diciendo, bueno, nosotros tenemos perros y uno de los perros fue pinchado por una abeja. Lo picó una abeja.
And so it's like, what do we do? And then Jesus says, okay, go to the vet.
Y le preguntamos qué hacemos y Jesús dijo, bueno, vete al veterinario.
But see that there's no body healing involved in that. Now that's hard to explain.
Mira que no hay una curación de un cuerpo envuelto en eso. Eso es un poco difícil de explicar.
It was just merely another holy encounter.
Era simplemente otro encuentro santo.
It was another opportunity to hear Jesus's voice and follow his direction.
Era otra oportunidad para escuchar la voz de Jesús y seguir su dirección.
And if he says, go off, catch a cab and head off there, that's what we do.
Y si Él dice, bueno, sal, coge un taxi, ve para allá, eso es lo que hacemos.
But there's still no belief in the mind that medicines actually work.
Pero realmente no hay ninguna creencia en la mente que la medicina realmente funcione.
I mean, it's a play and you don't make anything wrong,
Es un juego y tú no haces nada malo de eso.
but it was such a good opportunity seeing where we're no longer bound by the idea that medicine does something.
Y eso fue una excelente oportunidad para mirar que nosotros ya no estamos limitados con la idea de que la medicina puede hacer algo.
So regardless if all healing is any kind of denial of divinity. I have to be clear about that.
La curación, cualquier tipo de curación es en realidad una negación de la divinidad.
Any twitch is a denial of divinity.
Cualquier disgusto o incomodidad es una negación de la divinidad.
Anything other than infinite light needs healing.
Cualquier cosa que no sea luz necesita curación. Luz infinita necesita curación.
It can't be overstated enough the power that comes from looking at all healing directly with Jesus.
No puedo decirlo demasiadas veces, el poder que hay de mirar todas las curaciones junto con Jesús.
This is the freedom that comes from the direct turning into the give it to me, Jesus. I'm going to look at it directly.
Es la libertad que nos da esa completa disposición de decir, sí, dámelo Jesús, yo voy a mirarlo directamente contigo.
Everything, to look at everything without exception.
Mirarlo todo sin excepción con Jesús.
It is a sign, a shadow of an evil thought that seems to have reality and to be just according to the usage of the world.
La enfermedad es una señal, la sombra de un pensamiento malvado que parece ser real y justo de acuerdo con las normas de este mundo.
It is external proof of inner sins
Es la prueba externa de pecados internos
and witnessing to unforgiving thoughts that injure and would hurt the Son of God.
y da testimonio de pensamientos rencorosos que hieren y procuran hacerle daño al Hijo de Dios.
And he has sins in quotation marks.
Y está aquí la palabra pecado entre comillas.
Consciousness is a machine that hunts for a reason not to be holy.
La conciencia es una máquina que caza las razones para no ser santa.
So if these symptoms seem to be appearing, they're just an outpicturing of the belief that sin is true.
Entonces, si algún tipo de síntoma está llegando, es simplemente una demostración externa de la creencia de que el pecado es verdadero.
So let's ask Jesus so we can be really clear in our hearts.
Entonces, preguntémosle a Jesús para que estemos completamente claros en nuestro corazón.
Are any symptoms showing up in the body a belief in sin?
¿Es algún síntoma que se esté presentando en el cuerpo una creencia en el pecado?
Do I have a belief in sin related to whatever symptom it is? whenever a symptom is showing up, a twitch, or it could be a body symptom, is that because I believe sin is in there somewhere?
She froze.
Either that or she's looking deeply to see. Like we all want to look deeply to see. Did we lose you, Gita? Yeah. Well, Dennis is still moving, so I don't think it's on
¿Acaso
our end.
tengo una creencia en el pecado? Oh, I just got all your conversation at once. Apparent. Yes, yes, yes. I'm just getting all your communication now. Let me see. Do you see me?
Yes. You freeze every now and then. I think she's going to leave and come back.
Hi, back.
Good.
Do you see me?
No, you're in the dark. But we hear you.
Do you see me or do you hear me?
We hear you.
I'm back.
Okay. So we
I'm
were
in the dark.
no, you're in the light now.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you hear me and I can hear
I
you,
hear you fine.
that's what matters.
You see. So we were talking about any symptom.
Okay, let me take the video even. I lost you again. So we're talking about any symptoms. Entonces estamos hablando de cualquier síntoma. Si la creencia en cualquier síntoma es si el síntoma es una creencia en el pecado. That was the last sentence I remember.
And we're just afraid to look to see that sin is unreal. Just ignore that.
Y tenemos miedo de mirar que el pecado es irreal. Ignoremos eso.
Jump on in with Jesus so he can show you it's all unreal.
Móntate ahí con Jesús para que él te muestre que todo es irreal.
It's like I would just hang on to his feet so tight when I was looking at body symptoms.
Es algo así como yo estaba agarrada de los pies de Jesús tan apretado así cuando yo empecé a mirar ciertos síntomas en el cuerpo.
Just hold on to Jesus. I'm gonna look like that.
Espera, Jesús, voy a mirar, así estaba, espera.
And then that little crack opens up when you see the little devil in it, how it's wanted.
Entonces ahí cuando se abre esa pequeña grieta, cuando tú ves el diablo ahí, cómo tú quieres esa experiencia.
It's like Jesus, then you just catch it. You just catch, oh man, do I want this pain? I want it so bad. It's hilarious.
Y entonces te das cuenta y dices, oh, wow, yo la quiero realmente, la quiero tanto. Eso es muy gracioso.
But at first, man, it feels like you just got to hang on to Jesus or a brother or whoever when you first start looking.
Pero al principio se siente así como que tú tienes que aferrarte hacia Jesús o un hermano cuando recién empiezas a mirar.
But Jesus is going to help you crack that code.
Y Jesús te va a ayudar a encontrar el código, a abrir el código.
No code of the ego is more powerful than him.
Ningún código del ego es más poderoso que él.
And he stands in the power with us until we're willing to accept it fully for ourselves.
Y él se para firme en el poder junto con nosotros hasta que estemos completamente dispuestos a aceptarlo.
until we take our true position as the glow bugs of God.
Hasta que tomemos nuestra verdadera posición como esos pequeños retoñitos de luz de Dios.
So it's just a shadow. Look at the words he's using. It is a sign and a shadow of a thought.
Mira las palabras que él usa. Es una señal y una sombra de un pensamiento.
So let's ask him,
Entonces preguntémosle,
Jesus, is all symptoms or disquietude, the slightest twitch, is that just a shadow of an evil thought?
preguntémosle, Jesús, todos los síntomas, hasta la más mínima incomodidad, son solamente una sombra de un pensamiento malvado.
Don't make the thought real.
Y no hagas de ese pensamiento real, no lo hagas real.
Come to me and I will give you rest.
Ven a mí y yo te daré descanso.
See, we're starting to be onto it, to see it's a self-generated dream bubble.
Entonces nos estamos ya empezando a dar cuenta, estamos empezando a mirar que es una burbuja de sueño que nosotros mismos hemos generado.
And whatever we've made, it can be dispelled.
Y cualquier cosa que nosotros hemos hecho puede disiparse y desaparecer.
Because it does not carry more power than God.
Porque no es más poderosa que Dios.
That is one big fat relief.
Eso es un tremendo alivio, así, enorme.
So ignore all the screaming and the yelling that the ego's doing.
Así que ignora todo el grito y la gritería que el ego está haciendo.
Let it yell.
Deja que grita.
Like Muji says, notice where the power for that noise comes from.
Como Muji dice, date cuenta de dónde viene el poder de ese sonido.
And let Jesus bring it to the power plant so it can be released.
Y deja que Jesús lo lleve a la planta generadora para que sea liberado.
It's important, should not be too strongly emphasized, for healing is a sign or symbol of forgiveness' strength.
You read it?
Yep. It's sentence 3.
Okay. It doesn't say importance at all. Es la prueba externa de pecados. Wait a minute. On the first paragraph?
It's first paragraph, the last sentence.
Okay, so, it's the fifth sentence. But it doesn't say that. Okay. Because it doesn't say what you're saying. Es la prueba extrema de pecados internos y da testimonio de pensamientos rencorosos. It talks about, just a minute. Just a minute. La enfermedad es una señal, la sombra de un pensamiento malvado que parece ser real y justo de acuerdo con las normas de este mundo. That's what we were reading about the evil thought. And then it goes, it's the outside proof of sin, of inside sins, and it gives testimony of resentful thoughts that hurt and try to hurt God's son. We already read that, I think. Healing the body is impossible, and that is shown for how brief is the healing.
Oh, you're down one paragraph lower. Oh, okay. I jumped back up, so I'm going to come back to where you are.
Okay.
Yep. Healing the body is impossible, and this is shown by the brief nature of the cure.
Yes. Curar el cuerpo es imposible y esto queda demostrada por la brevedad de la cura.
Meaning that even if the body seems to get better, we all know what ultimately happens to a body.
Esto quiere decir que aun cuando el cuerpo puede tal vez mejorarse, todos sabemos lo que le pasa a un cuerpo.
Yet for the time that we're in the body, he is pointing to perfect health.
Sin embargo, durante el tiempo que dure el cuerpo, Jesús está señalando a una salud perfecta.
That's happy just to hear.
Eso es tan lindo solo de escuchar. Qué felicidad.
The body yet must die, and so its healing but delays its turning back to dust where it was born and will return.
El cuerpo acabará muriendo de todas formas, y así lo único que hace su curación es demorar su retorno al polvo de donde nació y al que volverá.
So Jesus will assist us. If it's most helpful, he'll assist us with body symptoms.
Entonces Jesús nos ayudará, si es que es lo más útil, Él nos va a ayudar con respecto a los síntomas del cuerpo,
By revealing the underlying cause.
al revelarnos la causa subyacente.
That it's all in the mind. It's all looking at the desires in the mind for the experience.
Que está solamente en la mente. Eso todo tiene que ver con el deseo de la mente de tener esa experiencia.
He's saying, don't be so concerned about your body.
Él está diciendo, no tengas tanta preocupación con respecto a tu cuerpo.
He's saying that's just a big distraction.
Eso es solamente una gran distracción.
Be concerned about the holiness of your mind.
Preocúpate más bien de la santidad de tu mente.
And then the body
Y el cuerpo
will take care of itself.
se cuidará de sí mismo.
I could see how distracted I could get with all the body symptoms that started appearing in this whole process.
Bueno, yo puedo darme cuenta de cuán distrayentes son todos estos síntomas corporales que empecé a sentir en todo este proceso.
And he knows we're obsessed with the body, so he will work with us at the level he can work with us.
Y él sabe que estamos obsesionados con el cuerpo, entonces él trabajará con nosotros en lo que pueda trabajar con nosotros.
But his entire focus is going to be to look at the belief that the Son of God has sinned.
Y su completo enfoque va a ser en mirar la creencia de que el Hijo de Dios ha pecado.
That's the whole thing.
De esto es todo, de esto se trata todo.
And then the body just seems to reflect that out.
Y el cuerpo solamente parece que está reflejándolo hacia afuera.
The body's cause is unforgiveness of the Son of God.
Are you reading it?
Yes. S312.
S3, okay. S3, 1, 2.
It's the next paragraph. I just finished.
Paragraph 2. Paragraph 2.
Sí.
Because mine says, la falta de perdón del Hijo de Dios es la causa del cuerpo.
Okay, so this is very interesting. Just tell me, what is that in English?
It says, lack of forgiveness of God's Son is the cause of the body.
That's what I just, yeah.
Okay.
That's all right. Uh-huh,
Okay.
it just said a little different.
Okay.
Let's just go with Jesus and hear that inside. Jesus is the cause of, yeah, go ahead.
Simplemente vayamos con Jesús y escuchemos eso desde adentro.
Is unforgiveness the cause of this body?
¿Es la falta de perdón la causa de este cuerpo?
I hear a big fat yes in that.
Yo escucho un tremendo y enorme sí en eso.
It has not left its source, and in its pain and aging and the mark of death upon it, this is clearly shown.
No ha abandonado su fuente y esto queda claramente demostrado por su dolor y envejecimiento y por la marca de la muerte que pesa sobre sí.
Fearful and frail it seems to be to those who link their life is tied to its command and linked to its unstable tiny breath.
El cuerpo les parece temoroso y frágil a quienes piensan que sus vidas están bajo su mandato y vinculadas a su inestable y nimio aliento.
Oh my gosh, it was like, I just asked him, Jesus, we think our breath is more powerful than God.
Ay, mi Dios, acabo de preguntarle y decirle a Jesús, Jesús, nosotros pensamos que nuestro aliento es más poderoso que Dios.
Unstable, tiny breath.
Inestable y nimio aliento.
Jesus, do I relish the feeling that breath is more powerful than God?
Jesús, ¿acaso atesoro el sentimiento de que el aliento es más poderoso que Dios?
He says you punish yourself with breath.
Él dice, tú te castigas a ti mismo con el aliento.
You feel like you're going to be punished because you're breathing, that God will punish you.
Tú piensas que tú vas a ser castigado porque tú estás respirando y que Dios te va a castigar.
That's the whole belief that God takes the breath away. See, God gives the breath and God takes the breath away.
De allí viene toda esta creencia de que Dios te quita el aliento y Dios te da el aliento. Entonces Dios te lo quita.
I said, that's just body identification. He said, yes.
Entonces yo dije, esto es simplemente la identificación con el cuerpo y él dijo sí.
Death stares at them as every moment goes irrevocably past their grasping hands.
La muerte los contempla conforme cada momento que pasa se escapa irrevocablemente de sus avariciosas manos,
Which cannot hold them back.
las cuales no los pueden retener.
And they feel fear as bodies change and sicken.
Y sienten miedo cuando sus cuerpos cambian y enferman,
For they sense the heavy scent of death upon their hearts.
pues sienten el fuerte hedor de la muerte en sus corazones.
That's what was so great about that movie Birdman last night.
Eso fue lo que era súper chévere de esa película Hombre Pájaro anoche.
You could really see the death trap. You could see and feel the death trap in it.
Realmente podrías ver y sentir la trampa de la muerte ahí.
Consciousness is such a trick to make consciousness so wonderful when it's a death trap.
Mira cómo es un truco tratar de hacer que la conciencia sea maravillosa cuando es una trampa de muerte.
Jesus, will you help me out of this self-made death trap?
Jesús, ¿me ayudarás a salir de esta trampa de muerte que yo mismo hice?
He said, that's why God grants you the happy dream.
Esa es la razón por la que Dios te concede el sueño feliz.
It's taking what the ego made to try to prove death real.
Es tomar lo que el ego hizo para tratar de probar a la muerte que la muerte es real.
And show that God has no judgment over his holy son.
Y mostrar que Dios no tiene ningún juicio sobre su santo hijo.
That supreme happiness is always granted in every circumstance.
Que la suprema felicidad siempre te es concedida en cada circunstancia.
So thank you, Jesus, into such a deep dive into look with you at what healing is.
Gracias Jesús por esa profunda, por habernos sumergido tan profundamente para mirar contigo ahí.
And to see we always have the power to choose to align with you for healing.
Y para que podamos mirar que siempre tenemos el poder de hacernos de tu parte para siempre mirar contigo la sanación, la curación.
Amen.
Amén. Amén.
Thank you, Gita.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
So much love.
Tanto amor.